Yes, well, I'm leaving the mares in with me now for this one, if it's all right with you. Not the mares, I beg your pardons. Oh, forget that I'm in this proper country, not one of those Sassenach places. Hawick Galashiels, isn't it? Hello and good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to It's a Knockout, a competition of skill and strength between towns in England, Scotland and Wales. And today we're in Scotland, just over the border in Galashiels, where today Galashiels competes with its might and strength against the neighbouring and friendly town of Hawick. And standing next to me on my left, we have Senior Bailey Irving of Hawick, and on my right, Provost Page of Galashiels. Now, gentlemen, you probably know you get 2 points for every game you compete in, but you, like a game of cards, you have a joker in your hand. You can serve this joker up any time you like, and electing any particular game, you can go for double points. So may I ask you, Provost, what game are you going to go for double points on?
We're going for rugby football.
Rugby football, game number 5. That's you. If you win, you get 4 points. Bailey Irving, what are you going for?
I'm going for number 2, piano smashing.
Number 2, piano smashing. If you win that, you get 4 points, not 2. Thank you, gentlemen, very much, and may the best team win. And now, of course, there's always the marathon. The marathon goes from the start of the programme right to the very end of the programme. And now, let me just tell you that the marathon concerns itself with bicycles, distance covered, static bicycles, teams of 4 each. And now let's go straight over to Eddie Waring, who'll start it and tell you a little bit about it.
Let's first of all go into this first game, then eggs for tea, which the girls are going to play a game of target golf. They're going to chip balls, golf balls, up into the 4 nets with different numbers on, but they're a little bit of a difference because the golf balls are on top of eggs. So first of all, it's Galashiels to go first, then 1.5 minutes to do it, and away you go. Missed the first one, going for 1, and she's broken an egg, so that won't count. That's 1 omelette gone for this afternoon. That's it, that'll count for 1, Rita. Rita Morris putting down the scores here with us. 1.5 minutes to keep hitting as many balls as possible in. That's another egg gone as well. 2 eggs down. She's kicked about half of them off. Is that in?
No, not counting that because it went off the...
1 point so far you've scored. 2 points. 2 points. Thank you, Rita Morris. 2 points scored so far by the Galashiels competitor. 1.5 minutes in which to chip as many balls as possible up into these 4 nets. The furthest one away gets you 4 points. And coming back, of course, to 1. That's going for the big one. Going for the big one. Just a little bit off there. Hooked it slightly. And how's the time? Are we coming up? Just under a minute gone. And she'll have just over 30 seconds. Maybe 45 seconds left to try and chip one in. She's got 2 points scored so far. This is very... That's another one. That'll count. That's 3 points. 3 points for Galashiels. That's another one. We'll give her... That's 4 points for Gala. Going for the small one there every time. 5 for Gala. 5 for Gala. Just outside. 15 seconds left. 5 she scored. Another set, all set up on the eggs. We've got a lovely mess down here on the ground. We've got about 15 omelettes, 4 boiled eggs, and 2 pickled ones. They're all broken, and no whistle. Well, Eddie Waring's joined us, so Eddie, the score for Galashiels.
Do you agree, Rita? 5 for Gala. For the first one, 5 for Gala, so Hawick has got to beat 5 to win this one.
So Galashiels score 5 on their attempt in 1.5 minutes to chip the golf balls off the top of a real egg. We've got a lot of broken ones down here to prove that they are real. And Hawick to go next. Hawick, are you ready? 1.5 minutes on the clock, Rita, and Eddie the whistle. Away we go. And of course, you've got to watch you don't knock the board or the egg because you'll knock the lot off. Hawick going for the short one first. That's the number 1 basket. Number 1 basket for 1 point.
And hello and welcome to another type of It's a Knockout. If Sir Francis Chichester's achievement has knocked you out, we hope that what we're doing just north of the border in Galashiels will also knock you out. The piano smashing has been in progress, and we're just waiting for David Vine or Eddie Waring to announce the winner, because the score at the moment is Galashiels 2, Hawick nothing at all. There's the score. There's Glenn McVean waiting to put the score up as we've come to the end of the piano smashing competition. We've got 2 points now. The Hawick, incidentally, have elected through the senior bailey to go for a joker. In other words, to get 4 points. So Hawick could, in fact, go 2 points ahead of Galashiels if they win. And they look as if they are winning at the moment, but only Eddie Waring can tell us that. So let's leave you with a piano smashing for the moment.
The result, the winner, Hawick.
Well, there you are. Glenn put 4 up to Hawick. The joker competition chosen by Hawick has been won, so that gives them 2 extra points. So they now take the lead. Hawick 2, Galashiels 2. Now, let me just say again that we're in the beautiful Sir Walter Scott country, just north of the border here, and the competitions are taking place in Scott Park. It really is a most delightful and beautiful arena, and from where I'm standing at the moment, I can see a church, rolling hills, and all the things that you probably associate with Scotland. There in the background is the church. The crowds have turned out in their thousands, and just for once, It's a Knockout is not deluged by rain. What a change. The last 2 we've had rain, this time no rain at all. Well, now, we started the programme, of course, with a marathon, as we always do. The marathon this time concerns itself with 2 teams of cycles, stationary cycles, as it were, because they run on rollers, and the team that goes the farthest distance is, of course, the winner. And there are 5 points for the marathon, so let's go straight over and see how they're getting on. It's been in progress now for about 10 or 11 minutes. Now, in white are the Hawick team, and in the dark colours, the Galashiels team. Those are the standard bikes they're using. Those of you who do cycling will, of course, know that these are the sort of machines that cyclists train on. They weigh about 22 pounds. They cost, I believe, something like 60 pounds. Tubeless tyres. They'll go up to something like 65 to 70 miles an hour if pressed, so they tell me. I must say I wouldn't like to do that on those particular bikes. And they run on rollers. And every now and again, 2 very charming ladies, scorers if you like, Mrs. McPherson for the Hawick team will put up the mileage run, and Christine Hardy, age 19, for Galashiels, will score for her team. And at the moment, it seems that Galashiels are 7 miles, completed 7 miles. And let's see what Hawick have done. Hawick are 2 miles in the lead. They must have put a spurt on somewhere. But this is very much a matter of spurting and taking it easy, and sometimes even freewheeling when you've really exhausted yourself. Well, it's not raining, so the heat must be a little bit on there. Those tyres, incidentally, are less than an inch across, and you'll notice that the team you're looking at the moment, the Hawick team, have in fact got gears on there. Their ratio, I believe, is 100 to 108. That probably means something to a cyclist. It means very little to me. Whereas the opposing team, Galashiels, have fixed gears. And a slightly heavier bike, I believe. That's what they're going for, and of course they've still got to go cycling on. They change cycles every now and again when one particular cyclist gets exhausted or tired. I'll tell you more about the individuals later on. And now let's go back to that other famous son of Plymouth, David Vine.
Well, tremendous excitement down here in the contest arena. We've now moved outside onto the hardcore racetrack for the mini jelly rally. Now we're going to have the teams this time are all girls with the exception of a driver. We've got 8 girls in a team. We've given them a Mini, and they've also got a driver already in the car, all revved up. They're going to take the Mini up a course of obstacles. It's a pretty stiff obstacle course, a lot of turns, rights, lefts, and centres. But there is a slight difference, because the girls are going to go Le Mans type start. They're going to rush across here to a table in front of me, on which we've got a number of jellies on a plate. The girls are going to take a jelly each. They're going to get into that car with the jelly, and then going to be driven up the obstacle course. They're going to come back with the jellies all intact. Well, Eddie Waring is going to watch the penalty points for this and watch the obstacle points. It's Hawick, I think, to go first. The car's revving up. Eddie, get the checkered flag.
You're going to watch the jellies on the whistle.
And this is Hawick going for the Le Mans type start. Stand back, Eddie. These jellies are flying. Picking up the jellies now. Must keep them intact, and they're pretty wobbly ones here this afternoon at Scott Park. 8 wobbly jellies and 8 beautiful girls climbing into the Mini. There they are, inside, 1 driver, 8 girls, 8 jellies, and up the obstacle course. Around the bollards, the left and right hands, which they must take. We had a lot of rain this morning, and the track slightly slippery. If he takes that top turn too quickly, he'll lose the back end. Oh, a nice turn. Remember, this is against the clock. Time penalties. And that Hawick driver doing very well indeed, coming in very fast into the garage. A quick stop in the garage. Watch the jelly. Whoa! Reverse back, over the line. Must get his front wheels over the line. Come back, Hawick, you're nearly there. That's it. Stand back, the jellies. Watch the jellies, Eddie. Out they come. We must have 8 jellies out. And are they all intact? Well, there's a funny mixture coming out of here. That's it, the time now, and Rita Morris.
1 minute, 7 seconds. Well, remarkable time, no penalties. 1 minute, 7 seconds.
1 minute, 7 seconds. No penalties for damaged jellies, no penalties for knockdown bollards. So 1 minute, 7 seconds. That's incredible. I can hardly believe that. The Galashiels team to go. Galashiels, of course, in the dark colours throughout the whole of the afternoon. Hawick in white, Galashiels in dark. The Galashiels driver, I think, is ready. The car's warm and revved up. Eddie Waring, let him go. Le Mans start. Oh, we've got jellies wobbling all over the place here as they rush back to the car. 8 inside a Mini. And the driver. I'd hate to think where half those jellies are now. They're away. They're away. The time starts from the minute they start to rush until they put the jellies back. You can imagine what it's like inside that Mini at this moment. What's Raymond Baxter going to do with this one if he gets this one at Brands Hatch? That's a good turn. Sweeping into the garage. Coming up to 45 seconds. Reverse back. 1 minute, 7 seconds to beat. 1 minute, 7 to beat, and the clock ticking up now. Out they come. Watch these jellies carefully. Watch them carefully. 3 out, 4 out, 5 out, 6 out, 7 and 8. Whistle.
And remarkable, no penalties. The time?
1 minute 4.
1 minute, 4 seconds.
4 seconds. So the winner, Galashiels.
Well, with Galashiels the winner, we put 2 more points, Glenn, up to Galashiels, and that levels the score. Galashiels 4, Hawick 4. But of course, we've still got the marathon, so let's see how they're doing down there while they pedal away on their cycles. And in a moment, we shall obviously see how far they've gone. I have a feeling that Galashiels has caught up a little bit on Hawick. When we last left them, it was 7 miles to Galashiels and 9 to Hawick. But when I last saw the scoreboard, there was only about a mile in it, but maybe one of the teams or the other teams has spurted while we were watching the marathon. There it is. There's only a mile in it now instead of 2. So there's got to be a spurt somewhere. The leaders at the moment are still Hawick with 12 miles, and Gala are 11. Well, that, I must say, that's a pretty strenuous sort of job to have to do. You want to have 2 people, obviously, to hold this. And when we were practicing this afternoon, or the teams were practicing, it was pouring with rain. And the conditions on those wet rollers, it really was hair-raising and rather dangerous. But at the moment, things are calm. The sun is even trying to shine. But this is going to go on for quite some time. So now the time is for us to go back to David Vine again.
Thank you, Mac. Well, we're down here now with the very interesting game called Anchors Away. We've had a lot of water, but not half as much as we're going to get now, because right beside me, a massive great tank full of freezing cold water, thousands of gallons of it. In this game, in fact, we've got 2 girls in each team. Remember, Hawick in white, Galashiels in the dark. The 2 girls are going to go into this tank, and in the center of it is a large raft about 6 foot in diameter. Attached to the raft, 12 lengths of rope. On the ends of the rope, the hoopla hoops, and they're going to try and hoopla the posts all the way around the tank. They've got 12 to try and do it, 2 girls to do it. There's a time limit. Eddie Waring is standing outside with me, so Eddie lets them go.
Okay, girls, ready, gallopers.
That's Galashiels going in first. I'll remind you, that water really is cold. Out onto the raft. This raft is not anchored at all. Not anchored. And the 12 lengths of rope. The hoops are on the end of the rope. There's the first one coming in. Now they've got to try and do the hoopla and the lasso. The iron post outside this tank. This tank, incidentally, built for us by our friends, the fire service up here in Galashiels. We're very grateful to them for it. And we're going to lose the raft. How'd you like to cross the world, the Atlantic, on that one? Well, nobody can say this isn't a topical game. Judge Eddie Waring has, of course, to keep an eye on all these poles all the way around this very big tank. I hope it doesn't burst. There's an awful lot of water inside there. This is very difficult, of course, because the raft is moving all the time. That was nearly there. Just lost a little bit of rope at the last minute. And away they go. They're both in. They're both in. Back on the raft. This is Galashiels. The way it's going, I think we'll be lucky if we get more than 1 or 2 poles lassoed during the time limit. They're getting a little tangled now with those ropes. This is almost like a circus act. Any minute, 1, 2, they're in again. Both are in. No poles lassoed yet, not from where I'm standing. And they're back on. Right. They're going to have to get a little nearer. I would imagine they would be much better off if they tried to paddle that raft a little nearer the side and lassoed at least 3 or 4. Just under a minute they've got on the time limit. That was so near. Wiedemeyer is keeping a careful eye on the clock to keep them inside the time. And this, again, I will tell you, has been done. All the games you see in knockout have been done at one time or another. Don't say it's impossible. It is not. It has been done inside the time limit. She's aiming for me or a post. That was nearer me than the post. Thank you. Right, coming up to the time now. "15 seconds you've got, Galashiels. And I don't think they've got one yet. No score yet for Gala, except 2 wet competitors. And there's a whistle. Whistle to Eddie Waring.
Well, no score. So Hawick cannot lose. They can win or draw.
Right, so
No
Hawick cannot lose. There was no score by Galashiels. Hawick can't lose. If there is a draw, of course, there's no points. The points are cancelled out. So the Hawick team have now got to go in. All they've got to do is lasso 1 pole. It sounds so easy. As you've seen, it's so difficult when you try and do it. So let's get those ropes sorted out. And the Galashiels girls doing very well sorting them out for us. I'm sure our lads don't want to go in that water. And Hawick waiting to take their turn.
There is 3 minutes, of course. For this.
3 minutes they've got on the watch to do this job. And now the Gala girls are out. Very wet, very cold, I'm sure. Get some towels around them quickly because they're very cold. Right, thank you, Gala. Can we have you out of the pool now?
Thank you. Thank you, Gala.
Out of the pool, please, Gala.
Thank you.
She wants to stay there all afternoon.
Come on,
So,
all right, thank you.
Hawick have got the chance of getting 2 points, or none at all. They cannot be overtaken on this game. And there's the last Gala girl out. Thank you very much. Hawick, you ready?
Come on.
Eddie Waring, get them in.
Hawick, to go. Quick shot.
In they go. The time starts now. And the Hawick girls with a little bit more water. You've got to get on the raft first, girls. On the raft, please.
On the raft.
On the raft.
Get on the raft.
On the raft. Pull them all back, Eddie. Go on, Eddie. Go in and pull them back. Yes, go on in, Eddie. Ah, no, a little bit of technique creeping in now. A little bit of technique, paddling that raft towards the edge. They've all studied the rules beforehand, so they can all do it. This is the Hawick team. How many can they get in 3 minutes, I wonder? And they're being shifted back. Nope, not that one. Oh, so near, I don't think so. And they're both in. Back on the raft. There's a lot of encouragement coming from the male section of the Hawick team. They're all right, they're in the dry. This is like hoopla at the fair. It always seems easy, but we can never get them over the block at the end of the bottle. Very big crowd here this afternoon at Scott Park. They're lined up all across the bank. A big crowd. And all shouting encouragement to the... And there's one over! Made a score. Hawick have made a score. Beautiful score by Hawick. Right over the top. So whatever happens, unless somehow they manage to sever that rope from the raft, they can't lose. Let's see how many they can get. No. Of course, if they pull this too hard, They could pull one of those ropes away from the raft. 12 ropes, 4 foot 6 inches of very cold water. You got one on that one. Going for a second, missed that one, and missed that one. But they have one on. Hawick have got one. Galashiels haven't got any. We're just over the 2-minute mark. They really started off the right way by paddling the raft. Is that a second? Just missed across the far side of the pool for me. It's difficult to see. It's just missed, I believe. But that one hasn't. No, that one's on. That one's on. Hawick have got 2 on. Yes, Eddie Waring's marking down the second one. They've got the 2 on. Less than 30 seconds. Less than 30 seconds. Behind me, the marathon going on, and McDonald Hobley will bring you up to date with that in a few seconds. Remember the marathon, the 5-point game. And they're going in. Yes, they're in. Beautiful. Beautiful. Seconds to go, I would think. But whatever happens, Hawick, metaphorically speaking, are home and dry. That's it. So the official result from Eddie Waring.
Gallen on and Hawick too. So the winner of that game is Hawick.
Well, there we are. Hawick and Glenn's already put up the score because we were watching from our point of vantage on a roof of a nearby building overlooking the Scott Park here. So that's Hawick 6, Galashiels 4. But don't forget, we've still got 1 or 2 more exciting games for you, and we've also got the marathon, which is progressing as rapidly as you'd expect a stationary bicycle to progress. Well, remember that I've said on the left, in white, are Hawick. On the right here, in the dark, are Galashiels. Now, they told me before I started, I had a talk with Alex Gilchrist of the Galashiels team, who's 21 and an electrician. In fact, I talked to all the team, and they tell me that this is the way they do their training in the winter and certainly in the summer as well. Now, that man doesn't exactly look as if he's on holiday. He's really working hard for his living. He really is trying to get Hawick another 2 points. Round and round go his feet. Now, these bicycles obviously are beautifully prepared, and as all good cyclists, they look after them like any sportsman would look after his equipment. Now, here's Gala concentrating like mad. What an extraordinary way to pass a Sunday morning, either on the road, looking at a front tire with your knees popping up and down like that. But still, people do it, and they do it frightfully well. And we've got some great champions in England and in Scotland, of course. Now, here's a bicycle with no particular... this is a fixed-wheel bicycle. Weighs 23 pounds. As I said before, the width of that tire is less than an inch, and it's a very thin tire indeed. Now, Hawick have completed 20 miles in the marathon so far. That's 20 miles on the road or on the rollers. And I wonder what Galashiels have put up against 20. And they've dropped another mile. They're going to have to put a spurt on sooner or later, because that's quite a lot of mileage to make up in this particular type of sport. There's the leading cyclist of Hawick there. He's trundling on as best he can, and he's doing extremely well. Well, now we'll leave the cyclists there at the moment, and now we're going over to a game that you might guess had been invented by Eddie Waring. In fact, I don't think it has, but it's not Eddie Waring who'll be talking to you now, it's David Vine.
Well, Eddie could well have invented this one. It's up to all manner of tricks. This is three-legged rugby, as far removed from rugby union or rugby league as you could get. We're on a cut-down small-size pitch. We've got goalposts as well. We've got 6 men in a team, or 3 pairs, because we've tied their legs together. So we've got 3 pairs of three-legged rugby players. Work that one out. Eddie Waring is going to work it all out. They can score tries, they can score goals. We're going to put a microphone on Eddie Waring, so he's going to be out there in the middle, controlling this game, and for once you can hear what a referee says when he's in the middle. This is the Galashiels Joker game, remember. 4 points if they win the game. Double points for Galashiels if they win it. They're proud of the rugby. Well, they should be. Eddie Waring, the best of luck. You sure you're all right?
And I have come out again.
All yours.
Right. Hawick won the toss. A Galashiels to kick off. 5 minutes. All right. Pick it up. Well done. Right. Right, line out. No. Yeah. Get out of it. Right. All right. None of this rugby league stuff here. Right. Your advantage. You pass. You obstructed. You play the ball. Give it to... No. Come on. Right. Hop. Not a bit tough for these fellas, aren't they? Oh, well done. Oh, very good crowd. Very good. Will you stand on the mark? Will you stand on the mark, yes. Ball, please. Right. Back on the line. 3 points to 0. You're going to drop, are you? No go. 3-0 to Gala. There's to the joker, of course, isn't it? See the ball in. Right. Right, it must go 10 yards. Off. Oh, they've got the idea of kicking up there. Oh, there's some runners on this wing. Look at them, bowled him down. That'll be good, isn't it? Gala lads, they're going to dive. Well. They're timing some of these fellas on, I think. Right. Come back. Fun. Right, okay. Come back. Replacement. But they do allow to have replacement. 2's going on, 2's coming back. But they can still only have 6 aside. 6 points to 0. Well done. This is the joker, of course, which means I have time. I'm getting signals from the touch line. I'll go find out. Right, off you go. Halfway line, Gala ball. It didn't go 10 yards. Halfway line. Pass, Gala. Away you go. Shoot him. Hard line's old boy, but it's not. We can't have it. Hard line. Drop out. 25. Or you can drop out or you can pass if you want. Okay, right. Right, another ball. Another ball. That's all right. I'll have me playing in a minute. Just a minute. Come on, get behind, White. Right, now you can pass if you want, that's it. Right. Aye. All right, cut it out. Don't send anybody off. Right. Are you all right? Hey. Are you all right? Wait a minute. Well, hold it. You want to change? 2 coming on, 2 go off. Be quick. Come on, that's it. And don't stop on. Right. Play on advantage. You a touch, your ball. You can pass. Hold it. Right, okay. You can do it. You can pass or kick. You can pass or kick. Come on, quick. Then have a drop. It'll get them nothing more than that. And you get them a cup of tea. Right. Right, drop out. You can drop out or pass. Right. Oh, well done. That's the final whistle. I'm very sorry. I blow time, but he still won. Gala won. I'm just about in one piece.
Can you say it?
6-8 to 0. The game, Gala.
So that means to say that Galashiels now, because that was their joker choice, and they win 4 points, not 2 for that, so they go into the lead. Galashiels 8, Hawick 6, and I don't think I've ever seen Eddie Waring so out of breath. Of course, he always sits in a little box, doesn't he, and does his commentary. Now he knows what it's like to run around the field, like some of the people he abuses sometimes. However, this is not the Eddie Waring programme, it's a knockout, and let's have a look at the marathon again, shall we? And now let's see. Well, Hawick still lead by 3 miles, Galashiels are 22 miles. And let's just have a little rundown of the team from Hawick. Now, the Hawick team consists of Duncan McPherson, who's 31 years old, and he's a hosiery factory technical salesman. Incidentally, he's also president of the Hawick Cycle Club. In the team also is a young fellow aged 19 called Brian Richardson. He's a grocer. Alan Richardson, who's 25, he's also a hosiery frame worker. There's an awful lot of hosiery going on up, of course, here in Galashiels and Hawick, as you probably know, especially those of you who wear good sweaters and things. And incidentally, Alan Richardson is not only a member of the Hawick team, but he's the Scottish track best all-rounder. He was the club champion for 9 years, and he was the best all-rounder in Scotland, 1962, 63, and 64. So he's quite a champion, and that might well account for the fact that Hawick at the moment are 3 miles in the lead. No doubt they're using the best of Alan Richardson. Also in the team is Doug Ramage, who's 22. He's the racing secretary of the club, and he's a warehouseman. And the youngest member of the team is Martin Scott, aged 18. He's a costing clerk. Well, that's the Hawick team. Now, we'll talk about the Galashiels team next time we pay them a visit. In the meantime, let's talk about David Vine, or get David Vine to talk.
Thank you, Mac. Well, those tour of Galashiels boys over there certainly putting some strength into that. We move on to something completely different. You've never seen anything like this. This was going to be called Celtic Chivalry. In view of the success of those Scottish football boys, it's Celtic Chivalry. We've got 4 men, a knight in armour and a girl, and the Galashiels and Hawick Castle. The 4 men are going to break those doors down with a battering ram and let through the knight in shining armour on his trusty steed. He is going to gallop the way right up through to the top of the castle, up to the castle tower. On the top, 2 beautiful maidens in distress. They're going to be rescued by these knights in armour, brought back down the ladder, led off on the horses to, well, safety, I suppose. Anyway, it's Galashiels and Hawick and Eddie Waring. Sir Lancelot, are you ready?
I just got terms off the back again. I'm not getting on the horse. Are you ready?
And away they go, Gala in the dark shirts. In goes the battering ram. This takes Scotland back to the Middle Ages. Gala through. Away they really want to rescue that girl. The 4 men are only allowed to break the door now. They can do nothing more after that. And the knights in armour are waiting to gallop through, clear away all that debris. And up they go, Galashiels and Hawick. Galashiels and Hawick. Hawick took one of the side pieces down, but I think it's Hawick in the lead. He's got to tether his horse. He must tether his horse. He must also take the flag off his lance. Take the flag off his lance. They're up there. I hope they don't get the wrong girl. And the first man is up the ladder. I think that should be Hawick. And up goes the knight in armour. Put your lance, the flag on the flagpole. The sign of victory. The girl's still waiting. My, she's patient. Well, he's making a good job of the flag. Got him at rescuing the girl. And the second man just going up the ladder now. One going up, one coming down. Bring her down carefully. Oh, we're going to lose a horse. We've lost a horse. Galloping, he's gone way out. We've got a knight, we've got a damsel, but we ain't got no horse. Now I know when he feels when he said my kingdom. Well, we've got a knight and a girl on a horse. And our other Sir Galahad is in a little bit of trouble. Well, he can carry her home. And the knight is down. The knight is down. Nearly lost his damsel. Magnificent. We've got a ride on his horse. But this... We've got horses, we've got knights in armour, we've got girls. We've also got Eddie Waring.
They broke away. We've got to get the decision because obviously he didn't tie it firm enough and the horse broke away. So the winner is Hawick.
And there we are with the score, with Hawick winning that, having lost its rider and its driver, as it were. Hawick go ahead there too. So we have the score at the moment, 8-all. So everything now depends entirely on that marathon. So let's go and have a look at the marathon at the moment. Everything depends on this marathon. Now, I see that Hawick are now 4 miles in the lead in the marathon, so Galashiels really have got to do an awful lot of work now to catch up. There's been a change in cyclists, so I assume straight away, of course, that we've got 2 fresh cyclists there. So this may be the point. Tactically speaking, it depends which rider goes against which rider, because, as I've already told you, Hawick have this Scottish champion, who I think was riding when we were last over at the marathon, so perhaps now we're going to see just what's happened. There seems to be a certain amount of problem over here. Yes, Galashiels is underway all right, I think. Yes, he's underway. And let's just run down the Galashiels side. We have Alex Gilchrist, who's 21, an electrician. Turnbull Henry, who's 29, he's a grocer's manager. We have John Pheasant, age 20, an engineer. Peter Fairbairn, the youngest competitor of either side. He's 17, he's only a schoolboy. And the scorer is Christine Hardy, aged 19. Well, that's the rundown on the Gala side, and now you can see the Gala man really putting in a spurt here. He has to put in a spurt, because when we last saw the scoreboard, he was 4 miles in arrear, and everything now will depend on this. Hawick are certainly in the lead, and it looks possibly that unless they can pull up the lead, it looks as Hawick are going to go to Pisa to represent Great Britain on July the 26th. Pisa, sunny Pisa, where I hope it won't be raining. But in the meantime, let's hand you over now to David Vine for the final of the marathon.
All happening down here on the marathon then, with Galashiels and Hawick really pedaling. Galashiels 26, Hawick 30, the score level, so everything rests on this 5-point marathon. Gala just got over that little bit of trouble when they lost the roller, but of course Hawick had to stop as well, so they haven't had any extra advantage. And they're pedaling their way now into Europe, remember, because the winners of this will go off to Switzerland, and these 2 boys will take either Galashiels or Hawick into Europe. This will take them, pedaling their way through to Switzerland. And the whistle. The result.
Well, we must explain there was no advantage, even though it did break down, and the winner, Hawick.
Well, there we are. So, Glenn, put your score up there. Let's see what it is. The final score, Hawick 13, Galashiels 8, which means that Hawick will represent Great Britain at Pisa on July the 26th in the European section of It's a Knockout. Well, may I congratulate you, Bailey Irving, on your team. Now, did you find that, were you confident all the way through?
I was quietly confident, Mr. Hobley.
Quietly confident. Yes. Are you going to be able to go to Pisa on the 26th to see your team compete?
Well, I'd like to very much, but that depends.
That depends on a lot of things.
Exactly.
Well, I do hope you enjoyed it today. Thank you very much for coming along.
Thank you very much.
Congratulations to your team. Now, let's just have a look at the scorecard of It's a Knockout so far. We've got Bridlington automatically through. They go to Paris. Lytham St Anne's won the first round. They will be appearing in Brussels. And Llandudno go to Locarno in Switzerland. And, of course, as you saw today, Hawick go into Pisa on July the 26th. Well, now, who's going to go to Europe of next week's competitors? Brighton against Worthing. And that's where we're going next week at this same time. We go to Brighton, where Brighton will compete against the neighbouring seaside town of Worthing. So see you next week.